Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O, and they have told me that you cannot rent a vehicle and make money, especially renting an electric vehicle. I am here to tell you today it's cheaper. All right, so hang on to this video. If you're new here, hang on here, okay? Because if you're needing to do Uber and you've thought about doing Uber with a rental vehicle and all they have is electric, I'm gonna tell you what's happened in the few weeks I've had this one, because right now I'm charging my vehicle up. All right, I charged it up late last night. Went out this morning a little bit around 6 o'clock, and I worked my tail off this morning. It's 2-something, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm charging it up again. The reason being is I worked it out so that I could get a run out here where the charger is, so that I could come in and charge this thing up, because I knew I'd ragged it down this morning. I'd ran it down this morning. I was running it pretty hard this morning, back to back runs. So I did me a little run out here so I could charge it up. Now I've found this out. If you're new here, I have found out that electric is cheaper than gas. Is that a shock to some people? If that's a shock to you, let me know in the comments. It's cheaper by far. I mean, what I was normally using a day to do the normal things I'm doing now, but I'm doing more. I'm spending less to charge my vehicle up than I was when I was using gas. Period. That's just the way it is. I come out here last night and topped it off for $20. And I mean, I was down in the low 30%, somewhere around that, 35%, somewhere around that. And I charged it up for $20. I sat here, I watched TV, I did a lot of that kind of stuff. They're seeding the ground out here beside me, out here where we're at right now. So they're spreading seed. But it's cheaper. Bottom line, I found that in the short period of time that I've had it, I'm enjoying it. Other than having to drive out here to charge it up, and I've been able to work out like I did today, so that I've got a run out here so that I could come out here and charge it up. So yes, it's not difficult for me, and I thought that was going to be the problem, and that's why I held off from doing electric for so long. Electric is not bad. I'm enjoying it. This vehicle I'm in is the E-Mach. If you don't know, I'm in the E-Mach Mustang. It's the GT version. It's 280 horsepower. 0 to 60, I think, is 3.3, 3.5, something like that. This vehicle will run, in other words. But it's got all leather interior, all sunroof, all open roof. This thing's badass, period. You know, that's what I hear from everyone. Here, let's do this. The tips that I'm making now with this vehicle compared to the last vehicle I had, and even the RAV4 I had before that, which I was making real good money in. I love that RAV4. It also had leather in seats. It did me real well. I told you, I try to do or cater or work a high-end area so that I can make more money and make more tips. All right, that's something I've talked about in other videos, so you can go look at those. This one here with the leather interior, when people get in it and they push the button on the side, it had regular, not normal door handles. When they push the button and the door springs open for them, and they kind of jump back, not surprised. They're not used to seeing a door that opens like this. And then they climb into the leather seats with the roof open. Believe me, when I say it's easy to get good tips. I've said that so many times in so many different videos, and so many people are questioning me on that. Look, here's what I'm getting about in this video. It's cheaper to use an electric than it is gas. I'm shocked. I thought they were going to be pretty compatible, where it would be about the same. But after doing it for several weeks now, and continuously having to put a recharge on this thing every day, I'm coming out better than I ever did with gas. So yes, it is cheaper to use electric in my version. In my theory, in my way of thinking, it's cheaper to use electric than it is gas. So go get you an electric vehicle and go to work. If you go over to go rent a vehicle, see, I rent a vehicle to do my Uber in. I've explained that in videos, and I'm not getting into that. I rent this vehicle. It's so much simpler. It takes so much of the headache away from me. All I have to worry about now is tires, windshield wipers, and charging it up. I don't have to worry about oil changes. I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. I still get the roadside assistance. Insurance is still included. I still get all the other stuff I got before, but because this is a higher end vehicle, and that's what I've told you to try to get, a higher end vehicle that they'll let you have when you go to rent. The bigger, the nicer vehicle that you can get, the more money you're gonna make. And that's why so many people have a hard time out here, and they tell me, well, I'm not making no tips. I'm not making no tips. It's the vehicle a lot of times that you're driving around in and how you present your business. You know, this is your business. How are you presenting it to people when you drive up? How are you presenting yourself to them when they get in the vehicle? How are you presenting it? See, just a rental vehicle makes it easier because it's new. It's newish. They've only used it for a short period of time, usually about a year. They'll lease them out. Once they get to a certain mileage, they take them out of the leasing business, and they let Uber use them for their drivers to make money with, and they continue to make money also. So it's a, you know, it works though. It works. I've said that in other videos. I'm not going to try to sell you on that today, but it works. All right. So get you a vehicle, go to work, and don't be afraid if you go in there and they say all we have is electric. You can make electric work if you really put yourself, you know, if you're gonna accept, and that's what's happened to me. I said it in a video, I think yesterday, the day before. My acceptance rate has gone up because I'm accepted, and I'm happy to accept more runs in this vehicle. It makes you joyful to get out and go to work. That's why I was out at 6 o'clock this morning, before 6 o'clock this morning. I was ready to go to work. I'm ready to get out in this vehicle and let's go do some stuff. That's what happens when you get the newer vehicle, the newest vehicle, the one to replace the one that you've been doing Uber with for so long. When you step it up and you get that nicer vehicle to do your Uber in and go out and make money, you're more apt to get up and go get it. All right. And that's why my acceptance rate has gone up. That's why I'm happier to be out here. That's why I'm having to charge it up in the middle of the day today, because I've done so much this morning and I happen to be near the charging station. So I took advantage of it. And that's, it's cheaper. That's just the way it is. I'm happy to come here and charge this up rather than going over there and spending $30, $35, $40 in my gas tank to fill it up at the end of the night. I'm happy to come out here and spend $20. You know, by the time this little top off's done, it'll be like $10, $11. I'll come back out later tonight and probably put maybe 18 on it to top it back off again at the end of the night. It's simple. It makes it easy for me. Other than the headache of having to come out here, it makes it cheaper. That's the bottom line. And it's not so much easier. It's just cheaper. You know, and I'm trying to make money just like you guys are. We're trying to make money at this. So don't be afraid of the electric if that's all they got for you. I was just so happy. I was sitting here at the charger this morning and I said, let me grab my phone and talk about this a little bit because it does work out. Bottom line, after charging it up last night and I come out here and saw how cheap it was to top that thing back off again. This is not that hard to do, guys. Go get you an electric and go to work. Make some money. Anyway, for right this second, Daddy-O's out. Have a good one. Bye.